What's going on, Jerome's beautiful Monday? Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, mercifully, we are. This is the first Monday where Vikings won't officially be back at TCO. Now, some of them are there. Seen a lot of them at TCO during this interregnum, but next Sunday, quarterbacks and rookies, it'll be good. I mean, summer's good. A couple trips with the fam, and my goal this summer was to get jacked and tan. I got tan. So, there you go. Tan, not really rested, not really ready to go, but, we're ready. And, again, this feels like one of the most anticipated seasons of Vikings football in some time, right? And that's why it's going to hurt even more. Because I feel like we've seen this movie before. But this time, it's going to be different, right? Maybe. We'll see. But, of course, seeing J.J. McCarthy, seeing what this defense could do, seeing what this O-line can do, seeing Jefferson MVP adjacent, it'll be good. Plus, I feel like if Jefferson was ever going to win the MVP, this would be the year, because they generally don't give, credit, respect to first-year starting quarterbacks, whether it's rookies or whether it be J.J. McCarthy. I just don't see the AP voters saying J.J. McCarthy MVP. This year at least, right? So if Jefferson rips off like 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, 120 catches, and the Vikings do some damage, get the 1 seed, maybe. As long as Josh Allen does breathe, win by default again, whatever. Speaking of players at TCO, so Rondale Moore put out a little video cutting and chucking and jiving and chucking. He's got the weights or the ropes, maybe the parachute. I don't know what they do nowadays, for speed work, but the knee's looking pretty good. Horizontal cuts, gonna be good to go. And Kevin Collins said that ideally Rondale will be ready to start training camp, which starts on the 26th in 2 weeks. So that'll be good. And Rondale, sort of the forgotten man in the receiving room thus far, because sort of out of sight, out of mind. But seeing him do some individual work at OTAs, absolutely good to go, right? So I think that Rondale will be a nice addition, because, yes, Jefferson, Addison, Naylor, Felton eventually, but and Rondale in there, especially in the return game. A little competition between him and Silas Bolden. That'd be good. Be fantastic to see. And hopefully Rondale, again, you just hang on to that 2018, man. Just hang on. Right. Also hanging on. This is a good memory, because I remember Kevin O'Connell at his presser, Victory Monday, for so many last year. After the AVG pick 6 week 1 against the Giants, O'Connell said the ref came over and warned him most of your defensive staff was in the end zone celebrating. I love this team, man. And, also future Vikings legend, Daniel Jones threw the pick, by the way. That's what I love about this team, especially this defense, where this defense got better. It's better than last year. You can say, what about the corners? What about them? No, we're better at every single level, right? And just the enthusiasm. It starts with Flores, and he talked about last year's, like, there's so much joy in that locker room. And Flores is not a coach that you would expect to talk about joy, but I think he's definitely changed since his Miami and New England days. And I don't know, I just feel like Flores and Durante and Pettin and Saravo and Marcus Dixon, just like every coach on this defense, every coach on this damn team just bought into the culture and is fired up, and all the boats are paddling in the right direction, and our armada is going to take over this damn world. That's what we're going to do, right? Also, putting in that work, Deshaun Jones as well as Ty Felton, 2 former Terps, putting in that work. It's good to see. I feel like it's good that they're putting in the work wherever they can, but I feel like the playing surfaces are getting downgraded, because you have Rondale Moore, working out at TCO. Same thing with Darisaw. Then you had Sam Howell, working out at some middle school field, and now this looks like someone's backyard. I don't know what's next. The dirt lot, like literally a sand lot that we're gonna do. Either way, love they're getting after things. And with Ty Felton, expectations are pretty low, because Vikings are pretty stacked at receiver, and he doesn't have to contribute right away, even as a third-round pick. But he and Deshaun Jones, I feel he's pretty good. Deshaun Jones was a high-priority UDFA last year, and the only reason Ty Felton broke out at College Park last year was because Deshaun Jones left, right? Because he was the man before. So good to see former Terps working. Good to see. Also, speaking of pass catchers, we talked about, so Vikings D-line is 4, but the Vikings pass catchers, PFF Steve's top 7 or top 10, number 7, Vikings pass catchers as a unit in the National Football League. So Ravens secondary, did you know that the Vikings get drafted Kyle Hamilton? Yeah. Steelers D-line, so they're including outside linebackers. Bucks wide receivers, Vikings D-line. Vikings D-line, just come on. Allen, Hargrave, Phillips, AVG, Grenard, Turner. Remember the name. It's the best law firm that you can want. It is the most high street, white shoes law firm that you could ever want. Like billable hours, $1,000 an hour. That's what we're doing. That's right. But the Vikings pass catchers check in at 7, and this is what Steve said. I made the point last year that I think they were the best trio in the NFL when you're talking about Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and I still believe that's true. PFF Steve looking like Eastbound and Down, and the Irishman. I love it. Where, we made a big deal. Jefferson is obviously the wide receiver 1. Addison is definitely coming up as one of the best wide receiver 2s in the game. Hawkinson, if he can get back to where he once belonged, like 2023 Hawkinson, baby, you could have a stew going. And also, you look at what McCarthy did with tight ends at Michigan, not Code, but Loveland, Schoonamaker, I believe, during his time in Ann Arbor, like tight end could be good to go. So if Hawkinson can just capture where he was 2 years ago, I think something special could be done here, especially with Jefferson, getting double and triple team all the damn time. It's gonna be good to go. Next. So something that definitely wasn't in our sphere, obviously because the Vikings didn't have a second-round pick, but 30 of the 32 second-round picks still haven't signed their contracts, right? And the holdup seems to be guaranteed money. So rap sheet, a deadline for Chargers rookies to report is upon us, and second-round wide receiver Trey Harris is officially a holdout, sources say. With 30 of the 32 second-round picks unsigned because of a disagreement over guaranteed money, Harris makes the first official stand. All right. Now, he could report to practice and have the waiver and so have the thing, like a lot of them participate in rookie camp and OTAs. They can do that to a degree with training camp, but there's a degree of risk. Yeah, but 33 rookies still are unsigned, which is kind of crazy because you look at the second round. So the holdup is if first-round picks, their contracts are fully guaranteed, right? And it started bleeding into the second round where, yes, you have the rookie wage scale. Yeah, this is X amount that you can make, but guaranteed is fungible. Also, offset language. Also, suspensions, voiding guarantees, which is a holdup with Shamar Stewart with the Bengals, all that stuff. But it's kind of crazy. So you have Schlesinger and Higgins up at top. So both their contracts are fully guaranteed. But then starting with M and Worry, the rest of the second round is still unsigned, including Quinshon Judkins, which, yeah. But it is kind of crazy, and it's something that was completely out of the Viking sphere because obviously we didn't have a second-round pick, but I want to see what this happens. Well, I want to see where this goes. Well, probably what's going to happen is that one contract will get signed, like Amon Warrior, like eventually one player is going to cave and not sign a fully guaranteed deal, and then all the dominoes will just come into place, and this will be taken care of. But it's still crazy. Yeah. Also crazy. Justin friggin' Jefferson. So PFF put this together. Single coverage since 2015, highest graded rookie wide receiver. So obviously 2020, Justin friggin' Jefferson, 94.2. I thought Jalen Reagor would be one. I thought CeeDee Lamb would be one in 2020. Jamar Chase, not as good. Story of his life. Marvin Harrison Jr., 93.3, 2004. A.J. Brown, 2019, and then Malik Neighbors, 2024, 92.8. All right, so all pretty good. But what's crazy about this is that, well, obviously you can't do it again because it's rookies, but if they just did single coverage grades, like 2020 might be the last time that Jefferson was single covered. because the double, the triple, the brackets, it's all coming. And the fact that he can still put up numbers where, I mean, Chase gets doubled and tripled occasionally. A.J. Brown gets doubled and tripled occasionally. Like some of the best receivers in the game, obviously, they get mugged sometimes. But every single play, that's JJ territory. It's good to go. Right. Also, I may downgrade Jefferson just a little bit. So Jefferson, with the overtime crew, was asked, who are the top 3 human beings on Earth? Well, number one, no football players. Right. Initially, it was no athletes, but then it was no football players. But named Rihanna, and respect. When the sun shines, we'll shine together. Yeah, I'm a Rihanna fan, absolutely. So Jefferson, 1 for 1. Then he named LeBron too. Hey. Then eventually he had a makeup call. Said, "Oh yeah, MJ, Michael Jordan." Yeah, because half the league is wearing LeBron's logo on their jerseys. Because half of college basketball has LeBron logos and LeBron shoes, of course. And Justin friggin' Jefferson, like, I know he's an Under Armour guy, but he can't wait to get into the LeBron 11s, the LeBron 12s, the LeBron 1s. He can't wait to do that. No, kids simply do not understand. Now I sound like a crusty old man. It's like, now I understand. Like my dad and grandpa talk about, hey, you know who's really good? Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and all that. All right, so now I get it. You know who's great? Earl the Pearl Monroe. As I put my tooth back in. Yeah, but Jefferson sort of saved himself. Although, I don't know. Like, the top 3 human beings on Earth right now are MJ, LeBron, and Rihanna. I don't know, man. We can't even get Beyonce on there. I'm just playing. Oprah. It's okay. Also, we as a country need to come together and have a frank and honest conversation about this because, all right, so Thielen, pictured here, golf tournament. I think the American Century Celebrity Championship's going on right now. But we need to talk about how Thielen adopted the hockey hair, the flow, the lettuce, the moulet after he left Minnesota, because he didn't have that here in the great state of Minnesota. Like there isn't any shots of Mankato State University Community College of him having these glorious locks. Like this is Samson, like adjacent type stuff. Like this is that fake Photoshop of Joe Burrow with the so close. We need to. This needs to be studied. Like, how do you move to South Carolina and, oh, Lordy, the vapors, these hot Savannah nights. I need to glow my hair out like I'm playing hockey. Come on, man. Was it backwards day? I don't know, man. Lastly, so 70s sports, whatever it was, great account. But they put this out as like, hey, if you had these sheets, you were a real one. And I had these sheets, right? I had these sheets. I distinctly remember, and then I also had these sheets. And also it made me feel really crappy that this was like 1995 vintage NFL sheets listed on eBay, right? And I distinctly remember having these as a kid because my childhood was awesome. Because we had the thicker ones of these. Like these were the winter sheets, and then we had the thinner ones of these, and also the comforter. Right, so these were like the summer sheets or something like that. But I don't know. As a kid, I distinctly remember. Now, this may be like lore and like foreshadowing and stuff, but I remember having the flu as a kid, and you're like having the trots, and you get to stay at home and you watch Price is Right and eat saltine crackers and drink some ginger ale or some 7-Up, right? But I remember in the middle of the night, I distinctly remember going number 2. And I went number 2 right on that cluster at the bottom where he had the Packers and the Lions logos. I feel it was glorious. I feel like it was meant to be. Like my anus, my central nervous system, like they agreed. It's like, this is where you shall shet, children. Right in between the GB and the DET. That's how it should be. I mean, I could have missed and hit the Chiefs, I guess. Or I could have streaked it across to the Bears. It's a little bit too close. I know I would have had to like drag myself like a dog. It's okay. This is the level of content we get on a Beautiful Monday. I don't know, but these are good. I need to find these. Like my boy should have these sheets. Ideally with no poop on them. That's all. Speaking of poop, that's the news dump. You guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for coming along. You know what to do. Skull production value.